All right, we got another quadratic equation. We're going to try to solve this by completing the square. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get my a and my b sections. Ax squared plus bx by itself. So I do what to both sides? Minus 4. So we're going to subtract 4. Minus 4. And if I do that, I've got this. I've got 2x squared plus 3x equals negative 4. Once again, I've got this problem that I have to get the leading coefficient to be 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out of this, I'm going to factor out the leading coefficient of 2, which gives me 2, right? And then I've got x squared, and I divided, all I did to turn x squared into 2x squared into x squared, I divide by 2. Well, I'm going to divide this by 2. That's 3 divided by 2x. So that is factoring out 4, or factoring out the leading coefficient right there. I'm factoring out a 2. All right. Again, what I have to do is this. I have to complete the square. And I'm going to do half of b squared. Let me just write that. Here's half of b. If I do that, half of b I see is 3/4. So I'm going to add this. I'm going to add inside the parentheses 3/4 squared. I'm going to save the right side for now so we can talk about it just really quick. All right. And I get this. I get 2, and here I've got x squared plus 3/2 x plus 9/16, now a perfect square trinomial, equals. Now look, even though I added 9/16 inside the parenthesis, to the left side I added 2 times that. If I was to just distribute this back through, that would be 2 times 9/16. So what I'm really adding is 2 times 9/16, which is 18/16. So I added 18/16 to the left side. That means I come over here and I add 18/16. Well, you figure I can actually reduce that. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to reduce it. Let me simplify this really quick. And I'm going to reduce that by 2. It might be a little easier. That's really 9/8 right there. So I'm adding 9/8. And if you think about -4, -4 is really -32/8, right? That's still 4. You guys agree? Yeah? So that's still -4. And now I add these guys together for my right side. Well, I keep the sign of the bigger one, right? 32 minus 9 is 23/8. All right, there it is so far. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and factor this guy right here. All right, I'm gonna factor this guy. That gives me 2. Tell me square root of the first term. X, middle sign. Plus square root of the third term. Square root of 9. 3 square root of 16. Fourths. That quantity squared equals -23/8. Woo! Almost there. How do I get rid of 2? Divide by 2, which is the same as multiplying by 1/2. Your voice is going to be on this, and it'll be the only voice on this recording. You can watch it and say, that's me. All right, here we go. It's going to be x plus 3/4 squared equals -23/16. I'm going to have to bring this up pretty soon. What do I do to both sides? Say it loud. Yeah, square root. Square root. All right. So this gives me x plus 3/4, which is equal to, do I know the square root of 23? No, I'm going to go ahead and put an I out right now because we can. So I'm going to say rad 23. What's the square root of 16? 4. All right. I've only got one more step. I think it'll fit. I'm going to erase a few of my kind of ambient marks up here. And, hey, does this fit up here on there? Am I still on the camera? So let's bring it up to here, and I'll get out of your way. What do I do to both sides? -3/4. We see, and just to condense time, I'll write it twice. So this gives us x equals, we got the sign number of -3/4, plus or minus, we got I rad 23/4. And we see that our denominators are exactly the same, so I can write everything over what? 4. So I got over 4. I've got -3 plus or minus I rad 23. I'm going to box that. Let's turn that off so we have enough space to, okay, you hit that really quick, stop.